guys, Mark under Liam's Tech Guide. Today I'm going to be unboxing a security system by a company which you may have heard of. They're called Blink. More specifically, I'm going to be doing a unboxing and general overview of the Blink XT indoor and outdoor security camera system. So this company, as a reference, was a Kickstarter back in 2014. They got funding of $1 million to progress the company. They progressed the company, and then a small company, which you may have heard of, called Amazon, came along and purchased the company in 2017 for a reported figure of $90 million. So that's $90 million. So first things first, we'll have a look around the packaging and then we'll dive into the product itself. As you can see straight away, I've got the 3-camera system. So this is the 3-camera XT system, as you can see in the top left corner. So this provides indoor and outdoor security. They do a cheaper alternative for indoor only, and that is just called the Blink camera. So there's no XT after the name. Easy way to tell the difference between the two is the indoor cameras are a white colour and the indoor/outdoor cameras are this black colour. So as you can see, I've got the 3-camera system, but along with the 3-camera system, you can go for a cheaper alternative of just a single unit plus the sync module. They also do a 2-camera package and a 5-camera package. So for the starter pack, if you wanted to get started up, just 1 camera and 1 sync module, they start from around £100. You can get them on offer quite regularly from Amazon for around £80. If you were looking for a 5-camera version, you're looking in the region of about £400. If you can pick them up on offer, as again, they are quite regularly on offer, you can pick up for between £300 to £320. So this is the front. Obviously we'll flip over to the back. On the back of the box, it just lists the features that you get with the system, and I'll go into a bit more detail on these features a little bit later. On the right hand of the box, you get the features again. They just go over the general features. Again, I will go over this a little bit later. The bottom of the box is the requirements needed. So the higher speed internet connection that you have, the better because of the bandwidth, but you will need a minimum speed of 2 megabytes for this system to work. And you'll also need a mobile device with iOS or Android installed for reasons which I will explain later. On the left hand side of the box, you've got the tech specs. So this goes to explain all the technical details, which include that the cameras are capable of 1080p HD recording as well as infrared night vision. And as some of you may have noticed on the front of the box and on the back of the box, one of the 2 big selling points of this particular system is that they can be powered by 2 AA batteries, which they claim provide each camera with 2 years of battery life. Also on this side of the box, it gives you a list of things that are in the box, which we will now dive into. So straight away, you're greeted with the 3 cameras along with the sync module or the hub, which that connects to your home router, which enables the cameras to wirelessly connect to your internet and work with your mobile device. On the right hand side, you get an accessory box for the sync module, which includes 2 plugs. So I've got a UK plug and a US plug, and it also includes a micro USB cable to power it. Underneath this, just put that to one side, you get camera accessories. So because I've got the 3-camera kit, I've got 3 camera accessories. This includes a mounting kit for the cameras, and it also includes the batteries, for the cameras, which is a nice touch because you don't generally get batteries with products nowadays, so it's nice that they've included that. Next to that, you get a information leaflet on important information regarding your Blink XT. You also get a sticker which you can put in the window to let others know that you're using the security system. And then of course you get the manual, which 9 out of 10 of you will never use unless absolutely necessary. So let's get to the important bit, and the bit that you've all come to have a look at, and that is the camera. most important part of this whole system is, of course, the camera itself. So as I mentioned previously, it is capable of recording up to 1080p Full HD recording. You can downgrade this to 720p if you want to retain a bit of battery life. It also records at night time, so in the dark, because it's got infrared night vision. It does run off of AA batteries, but if you don't want it to run off of batteries, you can run it off of a micro USB. Something to be aware of if you're running it off a micro USB is that it will no longer be weatherproof, and therefore it will be no longer that good to be working outside. So obviously to work outdoors it needs to be weatherproof to fight the elements, but the micro USB section of this device isn't weather sealed. So if you're going to micro USB it, it needs to be in an indoor use environment. It has a field of view of 110 degrees and it can work in temperatures from -4 all the way up to 113 degrees. So to access the battery point and also where you would put in a micro USB, if you were to go down that route, you need to flip it over to the back and it gives you some instructions on a sticker. So it says slide the latch down and lift the cover off. So it's just this grey little latch here, just push down, pull up from the bottom, and then you can remove it. As you can see, you've got the 2 AA battery inputs, and if you look really close, you've got a record LED switch or toggle, so you can turn the LED on or off. So if you are recording someone and you don't want them to see that they're recording, you could turn the LED off, because when it records naturally, it shows a blue LED flashing light to show that it's indicating that it's recording. You can turn that on and off, it's down to personal preference. As you can see, the micro USB input is here. So when you have the cover on, just put that back on, clip it into place. You've got this rubber grommet down the bottom. You can't really see it too well on camera, but there's a grommet here. You just pull it down off to one side and that's your micro USB. As you can see, it isn't weather sealed. It's weather sealed when you push that in. That makes it weather sealed and locked into place. The main structure of the camera is plastic, or a plastic material. It's like this matte finish, apart from on the front where you've got a gloss finish, which, as you can see, absolute fingerprint magnet already. It does have a microphone built into it, so you can listen in, but unfortunately there's no two-way talk on this XT model. Recently they have just released a new one called the XT2, which does have this feature. So if you want that two-way conversation mode, then you will need to go for the more expensive XT2. If you're not too bothered about that, you can go for this one. Now, at the start of this video, I said that running off of 2 AA batteries is one of the 2 big selling points of this particular system. So the other big feature of this system is that you get free cloud storage to some extent. So unlike Ring, with the Ring cameras and Ring doorbells, you need to pay a monthly fee to them for holding your recordings. So to some extent, you get free cloud storage with this. So you get given, as part of the package, 2 hours free cloud storage. That doesn't sound like a lot, but because these cameras aren't constantly recording like some of the more traditional cameras, they only record when the sensors are triggered on the device. And you can set it to record anywhere in the region of 5 seconds to 20 seconds to 30 seconds, depending on what you set it to within the app. Once it hits the 2 hour limit, it will either override your footage, or you can set it to delete after 3 days, 7 days, all the way up to 365 days. So it can store it for a whole year if it's not being triggered that much. Or you can have it override. Obviously you can download the footage to your device, but as far as storing it on a cloud-based storage, 2 hours is your limit. To control and view the cameras and the footage, it is completely reliant on iOS and Android. So as I've shown you on the box, it does say that you need a mobile device with iOS or Android. That is because this system completely relies on iOS or Android. There's no software to run on PC and Mac. You can run it off of PC and Mac, but you would need to use an emulator. So a massive drawback of this system is because it hasn't got an official piece of software for your PC, Mac, so desktop and laptop. However, a bonus of this feature is if you are a smart home user, so you use Amazon Echo for instance, like myself, you can link it to your Amazon Echo, so you can alarm and disarm the camera, so you can enable it and disable it when and where you want to. So if you're going out, you can alarm it, so it can constantly be triggering stuff. If you're at home, you could maybe disarm it because you are there, apart from maybe at night time where you would want the security camera system to be working to its main capabilities. And it has a built-in technology called IFTTT. So if you own something like Philips Hue, for instance, this has this system built in. So it means you can link it to those systems as well. So if the camera is triggered, you can get that to then trigger a Philips Hue particular bulb or bulbs in your house, make the lights turn on, or you can make a light flash. So if this system is activated, that will warn away unwanted people such as burglars, because if they see a light, they're more than likely going to think that someone's there, someone's coming down the stairs, and then they will scupper away. So as I said, to set up the system, you will need to download the Blink Home Monitor app, which will look something like this. You will then need to connect the sync module to a power source via the included micro USB and plug. There's no Ethernet to connect. It is simply you use the sync module to connect to your internet. That will then create a wireless system for the Blink cameras to work on, and then your phone will then talk to the sync module so you can monitor it. You then need to open the app once that's all connected, and then you'll be shown simple instructions on how to connect the camera to the sync module. I'll just grab the sync module. So that's what the sync module looks like. Micro USB power right there, and then you just plug that into the plug, and then you get given all the details on the back of that. So in the app, as I mentioned, you can change the length of the clips, you can also change the recording quality, and you can also change which motion censored zones you want the camera to trigger. So if there's a particular part of your garden, for instance, that you don't want it to pick up, you can actually turn that part off of the motion and it won't trigger the camera. So this is the Blink XT security camera. If you like this video, then please like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions or feedback, then leave it in the comments below. And thank you guys. I will see you in the next one.